Okay, good morning, kindergarten. So today is day 14 of incubating our eggs, and in just a few short days, they're gonna hatch. So what that means is this turner, that kind of black thing you can see on the inside, I need to take that out because the eggs don't need to turn anymore, and I'm gonna put them on this bottom plate here. And then once I close it, I will not open it until there's chicks inside. Because if you remember way in the beginning when we learned about eggs, there's a membrane that surrounds the inside of that shell. And we don't want to open the incubator when the eggs are hatching, or that kind of shrinks and can hurt the chick if you open it up. So we are going to set up our eggs today. I'm going to show you how we do that. And something very exciting is that we can already hear peeping from our eggs. So you might hear some little peeping noises, and it's because our chicks are old enough in their eggs now where they can make noises and we can actually hear them outside the shell. So here's what we need to do our lockdown. I put paper towels on the bottom so the little chicks have something to stand on so they don't have to stand on that plastic grid when they hatch. And I have my fancy water bottle that I use to spray the eggs so there's enough moisture in the air to help them hatch. And then the rest of the water in there I dump on the bottom to help keep them moist throughout lockdown, which is what I call this part. So right now, it is 101 degrees in there, so a little warm, and 17% humidity. So we're going to start by taking off our lid. Always leave it on. All right. All right, put it there carefully. All right, so everyone can see all of our eggs. My temperature gauge and heater are still running. I can hear them. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. I have to take out all of these little bars here. Oh, he's loud, whoever's peeping. All right, let's take out all these bars carefully. All right, now what I do next is I take all the eggs out carefully, and I'm going to set them right here on my paper towels. Very carefully, very quickly. And then we are going to take out this black tray. We don't need that tray anymore. We put that tray right over here. And there's 2 layers on this. So this first top layer I'm going to take out because I don't need it anymore. I had those guides for that tray when it moved around. I don't need that anymore. And now I'm just left with my one last bottom tray. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take 2 paper towels. And I like to put paper towels on the bottom so their feet has something to grab onto when they hatch. Because as soon as quail chicks hatch, they start running. As soon as they hatch. So I take 1, and I usually take 2, and I just kind of tuck them there. Sometimes I tuck them under this little plate right here. Let me go ahead and do that. So kind of wrap it around in those corners. That way the papers doesn't get on the chick when they hatch. All right, tuck in those corners. All right. And then what I do is I spray this whole thing. We want to keep it nice and moist for our chicks. Make sure that's down all the way. Okay, I'm going to put my eggs in now. They're peeping again. And when I put them in, you can kind of see, I'm just going to kind of spread them out so that when they hatch, they'll all climb over each other anyways, but they have a little bit more room to start. I like to just spread them out a little. And last one. All right, then what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to spray them all again. I like them to stay nice and moist so that they can hatch really easy. All right, everyone's nice and moist right now. The rest of this water, I dump in the bottom. The reason why is because that water is going to evaporate over time and disappear, and I want them to have some leftover water in the air when they start to hatch. So all I do is I take it and I just start to pour it in that bottom. Peeping again. And let me check how much water we have in the bottom. I can go a little bit more. All right, so we've got that all filled up with water. Let me make sure my thermometer and my thermometer. Stick it kind of right around the middle. And my humidity measure. Put it right on the opposite side. And just kind of tuck it right in there. And I put the top back on, and they are in lockdown. That means I'm not going to open it until we have baby chicks. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to move these actually a little bit because that's a lot. We've got one real loud one. He keeps peeping. I think we're going to have some early hatches. And all I do, I pop the lid back on. It's going to go back up to its normal temperature, and when they hatch, that's when I can open it. Bye!